International Aid for Hurricane Katrina by Brandon Posavac, Oceanography, Period 6. Tropical Storm Katrina was named a hurricane on August 24, 2005. With over 20-foot storm surges and wind gusts up to 140 miles per hour, Hurricane Katrina was the largest and third strongest hurricane ever recorded to make landfall in the U.S. Earning a Category 3 rating on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale and impacting over 90,000 square miles of land, Hurricane Katrina severely affected the states of Mississippi and Louisiana, plunging an estimated 80% of the city of New Orleans underwater. With nearly $150 billion in total damage costs, the world came to the aid of the U.S., standing with its citizens in this time of tragedy. More than 70 countries pledged donations in the form of monetary capital or other assistance after the hurricane struck the U.S. Kuwait made the largest single pledge of $500 million, with Qatar, India, China, Pakistan, and Bangladesh making very large donations as well. On September 6th, the Canadian government created the Operation Unison Task Force of Navy and Coast Guard ships involving over 1,000 personnel from the Canadian Forces and Canadian Coast Guard. They sent the aid to assist people all along the U.S. Gulf Coast. The Operation Unison Task Force provided relief supplies to those affected by Hurricane Katrina in Pensacola, Florida, and along the Mississippi coast. The Canadian Red Cross also launched an immediate nationwide appeal for donations to enable the organization to provide aid to its American counterpart. They transported personnel by Canadian military aircraft to assist with efforts in affected areas as well. The Canadian Red Cross also temporarily housed refugees who had evacuated their homes in Quebec and Ontario. On September 4th, the Mexican Navy offered ships, buses, and helicopters to assist in rescue missions along the U.S. Gulf Coast. The Secretariat of Social Development pledged 200 tons of food delivered in 5 airplanes by the Mexican Air Force to aid the relief effort. The Secretariat of National Defense on September 6th also sent Mexican soldiers to engage in search and rescue missions to the areas affected by Hurricane Katrina. The Mexican Army's field kitchen served 170,000 meals to refugees in need and assisted in the distribution and management of more than 184,000 tons of supplies during their employment. The U.S. had received a pledged total of $854 million, $400 million of it in oil, from foreign countries by February of 2006. In addition to the help from foreign countries, the U.S. also received aid from many international organizations. The European Union, the International Energy Agency, the IFRC, the International Medical Corps, NATO, OPEC, the Organization of American States, the United Nations, and the World Health Organization all offered assistance in the relief effort. As of April 2007, though, the U.S. had only spent $40 million of the funds for disaster victims or reconstruction, which is less than 5% of the total pledges received. The U.S. government issued a statement saying that they wanted the acceptance of aid to be based on need rather than any political consideration. At the time, the U.S. government indicated that the U.S. healthcare system was meeting the majority of the needs resulting from Hurricane Katrina. Whether it be pride and American exceptionalism or the government's honest belief that the U.S. could handle the situation internally, people all across the U.S. are still recovering from Hurricane Katrina's wrath